30 years ago, it was the incomparable Tulloch. A decade later, the flying filly Storm Queen. In 1982, the classic Colt Grosvenor. And last year, Carpstart defeated Rancho Ruler in the Sires Produce Stakes. Today at Flemington, this Group 1 race is dominated by a little colt with a long stride, Vitalic. At his last start, the 2-year-old was magnificent when he won the Breeders.
Vitalic flying, blazing sword in front, Vitalic still gets up, Hook goes through.
Only one galloper has ever beaten Vitalic, Zeditave. Today at Rose Hill, Zeditave and his great rival Starwatch shoot it out for the $1 million first prize in the Golden Slipper. And for the first time, a trio of stars have been imported to Australia for the $1 million Tancred. Stay with 10 Sports Action this afternoon as Zeditave, Bozam and Vitalic stretch their necks and lengthen their stride in the run for the post.
Well, a very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live Racing again from Channel 10, and of course out here from Flemington, with the big day being the Sires Produce Stakes and the Duke of Norfolk Stakes. But I would venture to say that a great deal of the attention will be taken in Sydney today with the Golden Slipper and the Tancred Stakes, both $1 million races, and we'll be bringing you the entire program from Sydney right throughout the afternoon. The first race here in Melbourne is the Noble Law Steeple. That'll commence at 12:50. The first race we'll be telecasting will be out of Sydney, the Queen of the Turf Stakes. Next at 12:45, the Lumberwines Handicap in Adelaide, and then the Melbourne race, the Noble Law Steeple. But right at this stage, as distinct from last time we spoke, Ron King, the racecourse manager, we're all worried about the track. That was the big match race day, but the track in absolutely great condition today, Ron.
Yes, we're very pleased with the fill. As you know, Melbourne, just the opposite to Sydney, they've had quite a lot of rain in Sydney, and we've been free of it for the last week, which has meant that the track is going to be first class.
Now, you have started work on
100 metres. Soon going to start track heavy in Sydney, and it looks as if they're all set to go. Ian Craig, your race caller.
Last year, Shinakima, they're set. Racing in the first, and Sadistic Queen, Jib missed it by 4 or 5 lengths. And actually, Hara Panjaya bounced out in front, headed by Listen Easy and Adranito. Then Even True and Loving Devotion. A length, the Strawberry Fair and Shinakima, Balmoral. Then Shea Paris, followed by Snowtastic. And then Irish Maiden being passed by Francet. Sadistic Queen making some ground over Winged Prayer. Then Palmyra Bay, and last of all is Sister Cola. Onto the first corner, Adranito in front of half Hara Panjaya. A length, the Listen Easy on the inside of Loving Devotion. Even True out 3 wide, and then Snowtastic, Shinakima, Strawberry Fair. A length, the Balmoral on the outside of Shea Paris, and then Francet, Sadistic Queen, Irish Maiden locked away. Winged Prayer third last, followed by Palmyra Bay and Absolute Sister Cola. On the side at the 700, they're bunching up, and Hara Panjaya heading Adranito. Even True third, wide as Snowtastic, a length, Listen Easy, and then Loving Devotion, followed by Strawberry Fair. Very deep out is Balmoral, a gap Sadistic Queen, and then Shea Paris, Shinakima, Francet. Then comes on the inside Irish Maiden, and a long margin Palmyra Bay. Wing Prayer second last, Absolute Sister Cola. They straighten up, and the Queen of the Turf and Adranito goes to the lead by 3/4 of a length now. Even True battles on. Listen Easy into the open with Loving Devotion. Shinakima not getting much room, and now Shea Paris. And inside the 200, and Shea Paris put pay to them very quickly. A length and a half, Loving Devotion, followed on the outside by Balmoral. But Shea Paris, a real mudlark, she's bolting away. And Shea Paris, the easiest of winners from Balmoral. Third home, Loving Devotion. Fourth, Irish Maiden. Then Shinakima, followed by Listen Easy, Sister Cola, Winged Prayer. Hara Panjaya, then a break 2 on the extreme outside, Palmyra Bay. Even True, Adranito, Strawberry Fair, then Sadistic Queen, Snowtastic, and Francet was last.
13, 15 and 16 after the Queen of the Turf Stakes. 13, 15, a photo will be called for third, but number 16 will get it. That was Loving Devotion. Real Mudlark, the winner, Shea Paris in the first event. The second event there is due at 12:50. 16, Loving Devotion, 295, Quinn and Trifecta to come. And just noting, they were only 3 seconds outside the course record in Sydney, and just perhaps the track isn't as bad as what we first think. Only 3 seconds outside the track record. The second there, number 1, Impazera, 3:20. Unfortunately, we have sound problems here. There's only a field of 6 of them. You can see them run down the straight the first time. This is 2,400 metres at Victoria Park. They have a run of about 350 metres to the winning post, which they're just about to come to now. Lord Talbot's in front, and he's the favourite on the tote. He leads out of the straight. Directress is racing second. Now, it might be Bread and Wine on the fence in third placing, but the favourite in front, Lord Talbot. Apprentice G. Benz is aboard here. We're showing about $1.15 as they jumped away. Going towards the back of the course. There's still about 3/4 of a lap to go. He leads at a very slow tempo. Wants to hang away from the inside, and so does Bread and Wine, which is trailing him on the fence. Directress is now racing on the outside of Bread and Wine to be third. Back in 5th placing is Q D'Argent. Redita's up running 4th, and 3 lengths away is Boa to See a Boy, which is the outsider of the field. They're gradually starting to pick up their tempo. They go up a slight hill here at the 1,800 metre point, and Lord Talbot, he's just allowed to get away in front, about 2 lengths clear. Bread and Wine is in 2nd placing. Directress is on the outside 3rd. 2 lengths away, Redita 4th. 5th on the inside, Q D'Argent, and 2 lengths to Boa to See a Boy. There's no real change. They won't really quicken up the tempo until about the 1,000 metre point. And Lord Talbot just going leisurely in front. He's still about 2 lengths in front of Bread and Wine. This fellow's won 9 races from 39 starts. He's been given the box seat by Alf Matthews. That's the top weight racing second, wearing saddlecloth number 1. On his outside is Directress, keeping him in a pocket as they gradually picking up the tempo. They've kicked away 2.5 to Redita. It's the bottom weight. And then Boa to See a Boy, which is still last. And the horse on its inside is Q D'Argent, trying to get away from the fence. Now does so. Goes up 5th on the outside of Redita. They're quick and right up, but the little looks to be travelling okay. Bread and Wine. Alf Matthews has been able to get him away from the fence, but he's had to take him 3 deep. Q D'Argent had to go wide, but the leader looks to be cruising. At the top of the straight, they've got about 500 to go. Benz clicks him up. He's 2.5 lengths in front. Now the horse in 2nd placing is Directress, and they're a couple of lengths in front of Bread and Wine, then Redita and Boa to See a Boy running on. The leader's travelling okay though. They're inside the 200. It's Lord Talbot in front. He's 3 or 4 lengths clear. Directress is in 2nd placing. Bread and Wine is the other horse battling it out, but it's a pretty comfortable winner. Number 2, Lord Talbot, races away near the post to win it quite comfortably. And we'll have to check on these minor placings. It could have been Bread and Wine 2nd and possibly Redita 3rd, but we'll check on those. But Lord Talbot is definitely a winner in the first event. 2, and we'll check on the minor placings. I was mentioning number 4, but could be number 1, 2nd, Bread and Wine. Lord Talbot is the winner, and he was a very short price favourite in the first event in Adelaide. Bruce, the horses are on the track now for the first event, and it's the steeplechase at Flemington.
And Danny, what an excellent job you did there. Brilliant performance. Actually, it will be Bread and Wine 2nd. It should be 2, 1 and 6. So 2, 4, 1 that we had up there. You can understand Danny's problems there. He did a superb job of bringing you that first race. Ron Paps, we weren't able to bring you that call. They've had problems getting him here on the course. So congratulations, Danny. That was a wonderful performance. Lord Talbot, an easy win. He read the race perfectly from way back in Nunawading. We might get him to do the others, Des, for the rest of the day.
Thanks, Bruce, and it's in black and white too.
Oh, that's even worse.
That's even...
That was even better, I mean, a better performance. Terrific.
Dan, you better learn the colours for the next in Adelaide. I think we've got only about 11, only 10 in the second. You might be able to do that for us as well. Well done.
Thanks,
But Bread and Wine will get 2nd, and it looks like Redita 3rd. So 2, 1 and 6. Now, Bronsky probably slowest out. He's about 1.5 lengths behind them as they settle down. Linera began well with Charlie's Price away well, and also Just Return and Mr. Mint as they go up and over the first year. Mr. Mint knuckled over at it. He didn't jump it at all well. That won't give him any confidence. Charlie's Price is looking for the inside. Behind them, Sky Ross, Tar Ruler. Further back on the field, Waldell as they come to the second, and all over it safely as they enter the straight. 5 fences in the straight. And as they come to the third, it's River Amos taking up the front, running by 2 lengths the favourite. Just Return 2nd, then Wainui the outside. On the fence next, Charlie's Price, Linera outside of it, Mr. Mint, Golden Sino, Waldara as they go over the next. Waldara jumped very high. A length further back, Sky Ross, 2 to Tar Ruler, the New Zealander, and 1.5 lengths to 2 to Bronsky, last of all, the English horse. Over the next, Bronsky not jumping all that well at the moment, and it's River Amos a length in front of Just Return. One away, Mr. Mint, Wainui as they go to this. River Amos jumped it well. Charlie's Price 5th, a 1/2 length Linera. 1 away, Golden Sino, a length away to Waldara the fence. 1 to Tar Ruler the grey. 2 to Skyros and 1.5 lengths to Bronsky. River Amos takes them along the riverside by 3 lengths. In 2nd placing, Just Return, 1 to Mr. Mint, a length away, Wainui, a 1/2 Charlie's Price as they go over that one. Charlie's Price knuckled.
1 away, Wildara the rail. 2 lengths away, Linear, a length to Tarula. A length away, Golden Sino has got well back. Mr. Mince Boy called for a cab. He really wrapped that steeplechase. 1 away, second last, Skyros, and 2 to Bronski, patiently ridden. At the next along the riverside, River Amos got into it, led about a length and a half. Mr. Mince moved up on the outside. 1 away, Just Return, getting a nice run. 3 to Wainui, Charlie's Price as they go over the 10th. 7 steeples to get over. Wildara's midfield, about 3 to Tarula, continuing to make ground from Linera. 3 to Golden Sino, about 3 to Bronski, now starting to take off, and Skyros out towards the Abattoirs treble. And River Amos led with 7 to get over by 2 to Mr. Mint. 1 away, Just Return, and Wainui about 3 lengths further back. Charlie's Price, Wildara as they go to the first of the treble. And River Amos jumped it all right. All one of them's come down, Wildara. It's out of it, the outside, as they go to the second of the treble, and Mr. Mint's tackling River Amos. Bronski still second last. Tarula's back about midfield. They go over the third of the treble, and it's River Amos about 2 in front of Mr. Mint, now hard ridden. 2 to Just Return, then Wainui the outside. 4 to Charlie's Price. Tarula running on well. 5 or 6 Golden Sino. 4 to Linear, and about 5 to Bronski. Over this one, forget all about Skyros, who's a mile back. And River Amos at the second of that double lead. 2 lengths to Just Return. 1 away, Mr. Mint. Tarula running on very strongly, the New Zealander. Then Charlie's Price behind it. Wainui about 3 to Golden Sino, and Bronski running on, but giving them an impossible start. At the second last, River Amos got away. Mr. Mint's fallen. He's come a cropper at that one. And River Amos led 4 lengths. Tarula looks the challenger, but he's giving him a big start. A length away, Just Return, about 2 lengths further back, Charlie's Price. Bronski's running on when it's all over. Coming up to the last with 400 to go. River Amos led about 4 lengths. He got over it well from Tarula. About 4 away, Just Return, Charlie's Price. Oh, Bronski's fallen at the last, and Wainui's gone over the top of him. But River Amos at the distance has got it well won. He's 6 lengths in front of Tarula. It's going to be a good go for the miners, Charlie's Price and Golden Sino. Golden Sino will get third. But River Amos, he's certainly a steeplechaser on the way up, and he wins by about 12 lengths today. Tarula second, about 2 or 3 Golden Sino. Then Charlie's Price. Behind them, Just Return, Linear, Wainui, and Skyros. And the 2 to come down, Bronski, who's unfortunately broken down badly, Bronski. And, gee, Mr. Mint doesn't look any good at all. That's bad luck about those horses.
Yes, well, it was a repeat performance.
25, and Red Dieter, no third dividend, and we're waiting on a Quinella and Trifecta. River Amos is by Warpaint from Clay. The favourite is number 6 here on the tote. Number 6, the favourite for the Storm Queen, and that is Savannah City, the New Zealander. And Impazira and Tennessee Vane both in this group. $250,000. And almost set to go. River Amos, a big winner here, 6.57 in Melbourne, 3.39 the time, only 1 8/10 outside the record. He's a very good horse, and if he can stay, he'll be hard to beat in the Great Eastern. There's no question about that. He's on the up, and it was a brilliant win. It was officially 4th 9 and 5th 4. We'll give you a report on the jockeys. The horses are not too good, I can tell you that, unfortunately. Bronski, he looked like he snapped a hind leg, and Mr. Mint, he's in very poor condition. So that's very bad luck in the first. 6, 5 and 7. And River Amos has only had 5 starts over the steeples for 3 wins, and he is a most exciting prospect. There's no question about that. Okay, we should go back to Sydney in a moment. There's Harry Green, who's had a wonderful run of success with Eric Musgrove last year. And Harry obviously will be in Adelaide to ride either River Amos or Eric's top chance in the Great Eastern, Des. And that horse, if he stays, will take some beating.
Well, he's on, as you say, he's on the up, but it's been interesting to see.
Our view. And here they are, quite a bustle up for the lead too. Holly Doll Girl, The Cloisters and Judy Ann, with Savannah City and Sandy's Pleasure all going for it, followed by Impazira. Then Lanyard, Constant Star, followed by Tennessee Vane, Sensation, My Kind of Girl in a bunch field. Then Lady Liberty, Glory Girl, followed by Alamurse, Ironic Lady, and Isleworth drops out to the tail. Going along past the 1600 and in fact heading to the first corner. And here the New Zealander Savannah City just in front, not a lot of pace on from Constant Star. Star, and Sensation makes a line of 3. Fourth, Judy Ann on the inside of Sandy's Pleasure, then Glory Girl wide out, Lanyard the middle, the Cloisters the rail, followed by Holly Doll Girl, Lady Liberty, Impazira locked away, and then Alamers, My Kind of Girl, Ironic Lady. Second last, Tennessee Vane getting shunted right back and 2 lengths to Isleworth. 1100 out down the back, and Sensation draws to the leader length Savannah City. On the outside, Constant Star, followed by Judy Ann on the inside of the stablemate Sandy's Pleasure. 2 lengths to Glory Girl and Lanyard, followed by the Cloisters on the fence. 1 Impazira locked away, and close handy next on the outside is Lady Liberty. Then Alamers, 1 further back, Holly Doll Girl, and Ironic Lady starting to make a little bit of ground from Tennessee Vane, My Kind of Girl, and Isleworth trails on the side as they go to the 700, and Sensation increasing her lead to 2 lengths now. Second is Savannah City from Constant Star, Sandy's Pleasure. Wide out is Glory Girl, a length Ironic Lady. Judy Ann is hopelessly snookered, and then Lanyard. The Cloisters further back, Lady Liberty as they bunch right up. A length further back is Impazira, and then comes off the track My Kind of Girl with Alamers and Tennessee Vane, Holly Doll Girl, and still last is Isleworth around the corner, and Sensation straightens up by about 3/4 immediately, joined on the inside by the New Zealand filly Savannah City, and Savannah City relishing the going at the moment, ducked away here. A length Constant Star, the roughie, followed by Tennessee Vane and the Cloisters. It's Savannah City in front, but here's Tennessee Vane. Once she saw daylight, she goes to Savannah City, she heads her off, and classed with a capital C. Tennessee Vane, she's a mile too good, and defeats Savannah City and beats her comfortably. Third, Constant Star, followed by the Cloisters, Judy Ann, and then Lady Liberty. Further back was Isleworth. Sensation stopped to a walk over Impazira. A break in proceedings, Lanyard, Holly Doll Girl, Ironic.
2:6:15, and it could well be a huge day for Angus Armanasco and Greg Hall combining with Tennessee Vane. Savannah City second, a game second, and third 15 the Bolter, and that has been Constant Star. 2:6:15 on the Storm Queen Stakes in Sydney. Adelaide race number 2, openers number 1 Grigio Grey.
Ramos was another very
correct weight there. Now the second event at Rose Hill has just been run. Tennessee Vane, brilliant winner, brilliant ride by Greg Hall, 2:31.10. Savannah City 85, Constant Star 980, 755 Quinella, trifecta $929.85. Race number 3 there, I've just learned a late scratching, is number 10 Paulandic, taken out on Vitzer.
On the outside, Romancing Comet and Like a Ladder going fast, and with those Born Vain, and the other one there is Rockwell's Choice. So 4 down the outside, where Like a Lad goes to the lead now. Out wide, it's Like a Lad, the leader there, from Romancing Comet, Born Vain, and Rockwell's Choice. I reckon he's in front, Like a Lad. Grigio Grey leads the second division, racing about 4 horses from the rail, but he's gone for the whip on it already at the 350 from Regal Meadow, So Like Laylock, Rani, and Blast the Glass. Out wide, Like a Lad is the leader, and it's clear from Romancing Comet, Born Vain. Grigio Grey's not in the race at the moment. Romancing Comet comes at Like a Lad. Blast the Glass getting home hard on the inside late. Born Vain down the middle. Born Vain spears through the centre. Born Vain takes the lead, and Born Vain wins it from Romancing Comet, Grigio Grey. Either of those for the minors, Like a Lad and Blast the Glass. They're right across the track. Rockwell's Choice was the widest of all. Corny ran on, and in that division, Loch Rani near the inside with Regal Meadow further back in that pack. And pulling up near the inside there, So Like Lay was amongst the last ones home.
Number 6, Born Vain, the winner, showing $26.50 and $3.90. Now for the minors, there are a few there. Number 10, Romancing Comet, $3.60, and 1, Grigio Grey, the favourite, 55 cents. We're sure about the winner. Confirm the others later.
No, that's where to go, does he?
That's for sure.
Some people just run into dead ends. He was going to run into a dead end in that race, but not him. He said, not for me. I'll change course again.
Now in the first here, River Amos 160 and 80, Tarula 120, Golden Sino 95, Trifecta 62.50, Quinella $7.50. Stagecraft has come up with Royal.
All set now for race 2. First favourites home, River Amos. Set racing at the first attempt. Sombrero Star stood there, missed it 2 lengths, and Royal Flight quickly dropped out towards the rear. First out was the well-tried Try Gem again, and Sound Goal began nicely. My Abbey's headed them both off, and then Spending God's Girl is 5th. A length further back is Lucky Habit Montmatic, and then captured over on the rails, followed by Aurora Star, a length and a half Turbulent Waters. It's followed by Sombrero Star getting up on the inside of a pack of horses there, and Pretty Tidy has now dropped out to the rear with Royal Flight, and Stagecraft about 4th last. Going along towards the 1500, and the leader, My Abbey, pulling hard. Now 1 to Try Gem again is also pulling and has gone up to its girth. 2 to Sound Gold, nicely placed, and so is God's Girl on the rails. 2.5 lengths to Spending. 1 further back, Lucky Habit, hard ridden. Stagecraft moving up on the outside of Monmatic. 1.5 further back in the field then is Captured over on the inside, followed by Turbulent Waters taking off around them. Then behind them came Aurora Peak, and then 2 lengths further back, Sombrero Star, Royal Flight, and Pretty Tidy last. It's My Abbey, a half to Try Gem again as they go to the 1,000. 1.5 lengths, Sound Gold, and ahead to God's Girl on the rails. 1.5 Spending as the leaders slow up a little. Lucky Habit the rails, Turbulent Waters, Monmatic, and then 2 lengths to Captured from Stagecraft at the head of the others. And then further back came Aurora Peak. And back behind them, Royal Flight to the outside. Sound Gold's gone up 3 deep. He can't hold it. It's gone up quickly to Try Gem again on the corner, and on the rails, My Abbey. It's very wide on the track, Sound Gold, but has taken the lead. And then Turbulent Waters under the whip from God's Girl. And then came Lucky Habit at the head of the others, and Spending starting to run on. Sound Gold out wide on the track, and My Abbey. Try Gem again's gone. Spending out after them. Then God's Girl and Turbulent Waters. It's Sound Gold, a narrow leader from My Abbey. Spending's gradually getting to them on the outside with 200 to go. Nothing much between the three. Sound Gold joined by Spending. Sound Gold ahead in front. Spending gradually getting to it now. Sound Gold a half head in front. Spending grabbing it on the line. The heads of Bob. Only the bob of the heads will separate Spending the outside from Sound Gold, with My Abbey third. Fourth in the race, Monmatic ran on, and they're followed by Aurora Peak, Lucky Habit. Back behind them is the grey Turbulent Waters, and then Sombrero Star. Try Gem again, weakened badly from Captured. So did God's Girl Tyre. Pretty Tidy next with Royal Flight, and Stagecraft has run last. Now, official placings, the judges call for the photo. It's a photo finish. There's nothing between these runners as they've gone over the line. Spending and Solid and Sound Gold. Number 4's got it. Spending the outside, R. Heffernan. Number 4, Spending, R. Heffernan first. Number 1, Sound Gold. Robbie D. Griffiths second. She covered a bit of ground round the home turn, that favourite. And number 2 is third, My Abbey, ridden by C. Din, 4, 1 and 2. Spending by Turf Ruler from Gossiper, trained by Kelly Chapman, ridden by Robert Heffernan. Just bobbed at the right time. It was a bob of the heads. And Spending should pay in Victoria $6 the win, $1.60 a place. Number 1, Sound Gold. Robbie Griffiths, 65 cents. And number 2, My Abbey, C. Din, $1.50. They're the should pays.
And we have correct weight now, Doomben, for the numbers 2, 11, 5, Weight Right Brisbane. Correct weight for Noel Gould Holden, Frankston. Time for the journey at Flemington was 2:03.5. 2:03.5 the time. Tote. Track, of course, now slow here as they race in the Carringbush Cup. And we're about to see them come into view, and as they do, Macquarie Prince, the early leader from Pleasant Express. Lentigo running third from High Regard. Big Top improving with True Dreams. Great Quest, Sicilian Star, Hunter trying to get over. Then Prankster, followed by Purple Lover. Then Carlisle Court and Mighty Willem. Bowie second last, and a couple to Prince Lochinvar. At the 1600, and Pleasant Express just leading from Big Top. Third is True Dreams, and caught out pretty wide as High Regard. On the fence, Macquarie Prince, 1 Lentigo. Hunter off the track, then Great Quest, Sicilian Star on the inside of Prankster. Then Carlisle Court, followed by Mighty Willem and Purple Lover. Bowie next to last, and Absolute Prince Lochinvar. In this pattern, they go down the back, and Big Top is now a clear-cut leader, a length and a half. Hunter, 1 out around Pleasant Express. High Regard not having a lot of luck. He's 3 deep, and True Dreams in the centre. 2.5 Macquarie Prince. Off the course is Lentigo. Sicilian Star the rails. Then Great Quest Prankster. 1 further away, Mighty Willem. 1.5 to Carlisle Court, and then Bowie. Purple Lover next to last, and just over 1 to Prince Lochinvar on the next bend, and they're running past the 850, and Big Top increasing his lead to about 5 lengths on Hunter. Then Pleasant Express, High Regard, True Dreams, Lentigo, Sicilian Star on the inside, and then comes Macquarie Prince and Great Quest, Mighty Willem and Prankster. Further back is Carlisle Court, and a good margin away next on the outside as they near the home corner, Purple Lover from Bowie and Prince Lochinvar. The rider in the all pink on the leader, Big Top, and it's about 4 lengths on Hunter, given a crack with the whip nearing entering the bend. In third place, High Regard, followed by Pleasant Express and 3 or 4 Mighty Willem, and then True Dreams. Around the corner, Big Top still about 4 lengths on Pleasant Express. Hunter, High Regard desperately ridden, not making any leeway at the moment, and then comes Mighty Willem starting to stretch out well at the 200 metres, and Mighty Willem scorching down the centre of the track has raced to the lead on the extreme outside as Prankster, but Mighty Willem has raced away and has the Carringbush Cup well won. A great go for Miners, battling on Big Top with Prince Lochinvar, but eased down in the run of the line. Mighty Willem toys with his rivals and has defeated Big Top. Third, Prince Lochinvar, then High Regard, followed by Prankster. Hunter, then came True Dreams, Lentigo, Carlisle Court, Purple Lover, Sicilian Star. Further back was Macquarie, Prince Bowie, and the last couple, Great Quest and Pleasant Express.
Number 9, Mighty Willem, $5.75 and $1.45. Second, 17, Big Top, $11.65. And third, number 15, Prince Lochinvar, $10.45.
Now we have Tote Dividends, race 2, Cranbourne.
Lochinvar third, $10.45. Quinella and Trifecta to come, but they'll both be big dividends. The previous race at Flemington, the winner 4 Spending, it paid $6.05 and $1.60. Sound Gold $65. My Abbey $1.50, correct weight there. Quinella $7.15, Trifecta $130.65, and the running double paid $28.50 on the second race at Flemington. Correct weight is there in Sydney.
From Kennedy Miller, the makers of Bodyline.
Classic is the richest race ever run in Australia, with a stakes pool of over $1.5 million. Glamour Melbourne colt Zedative has potential champion class, and he will try to emulate turf greats John's Hope, Manicato and Bounding Away by taking the big 2-year-old double, the Blue Diamond and the Golden Slipper. His trainer Angus Armanasco previously won the Slipper with Full On Aces in 1981. Tuesday's barrier draw has made Zedative's task a little harder by drawing 18. No Slipper winner has ever come from that position. While Tommy Smith will have a 2-pronged attack in the race. His brilliant colt Starwatch was considered immoral 2 weeks ago until he ran second to Zedative in the Pago Stakes. Because of his bad barrier, 17, many are looking towards Smith's other contender, the unbeaten filly Cummerly Girl, who is firmed dramatically with bookmakers. Overcoming difficulties, she brilliantly won the Black Opal Stakes in Canberra from other Slipper starters, Regional Star and Delcari. The Jack Denham-trained Delcari has since proved that form good by splitting Temple Front and the unlucky Pleasant Moment in the Brambles Classic at Kembla. Smart filly Startling Lass will try to do better than her full sister Midnight Fever, who started favourite in this race last year. Startling Lass won a prelude before running third in the Blue Diamond and since has taken out a lead-up race for the Slipper. It will take just over 70 seconds for one of the Slipper candidates to collect the $1 million first prize. You will see the 88 Golden Slipper Stakes live on 10 Sports Action at 2:20. The Golden Slipper Stakes at 2:20. There's the opening tote call. Race 4, number 1 Zedative, $105 and 95 cents. He's the favourite. Starwatch $6.45. Full and Buy $5.50. Temple Front $9.95 is Delcari $7.80. Number 6 Regional Star $48. 7 Nanyatara $9.75. 8 Molokai Prince $16.70. Number 9 Pleasant Moment $19.50. Eager Ninja $35.15. Number 10. 11 is Astrologist $12.85. 12 Cummerly Girl $3.90. 9.60 for Startling Lass. $37.70 for 14 Scalata. 15 Scarlet Biscuit $17.80. 16 Research at $14.85. 17 and 18 are out. That's the opening tote call on the Golden Slipper Stakes due at 2:20. Phil.
Yes, Danny, and we're coming up to the Robertson handicap over 1,000 metres. This race carries...
Bit of cloud overhead, but I think everybody will be okay. I don't think it will get too wet. And if you're at home and you go out today, well, you'll never ever make a punter because there's a Super Days racing coming up. We've already had 2 races. We're televising the last 5 races live, beginning with the Darley, with the Golden Slipper, and then the Darley Double after that. If you've got no money to bet with, don't let that stop you. Go and pinch some of Mum's housekeeping money because today's the big day and the day where, well, if you're interested in racing, this is the day of the year. Okay, now here's the prices for the Golden Slippers. The bookies were betting before the first race. The Victorian Zedative is at